This summer we took a mission trip to Ecuador.
We first landed in Quito and we took a bus over to Misawaji.
We went down there to serve with Jungle Kids for Christ, and specifically some of it at a school called Antioch.
This was my third trip, my first trip since we had gone in 2019, and I was really eager to get back and to see some of the students at the Antioch school that I had connected with the last time I had been.
I really wanted to go just to kind of get a time away from the habits that I've been through in Memphis and just kind of go into a different culture.
I went because I think I originally had been hearing about it from my brother's wife went in the past, and I heard about it from her and it sounded just super interesting and stuff. I didn't really know that much about it. We did an intercambio exchange with high school students. That was definitely super scary because it was kind of just like a barrier, and it was like, are they gonna like us? Are they gonna hate us? Are they gonna just totally not talk to us, like they're too cool for us? And you just really have that fear of the unknown of how it could go.
It's nerve-wracking making new friends with kids that you think are so much different than you, but they're not, and that's something that we just learned, and we got to break down those walls of that we're so much the same.
Hola.
We were just totally blown away that the barrier was broken down within 15 minutes, and they really just became our best friends from the start. One of the most memorable experiences is probably the friendships. I still talk to them on a daily basis. I don't think I've gone a day without talking to one of them.
We're going through the same things. We're trying to figure out what we want to do after high school. Now I have lasting friendships with friends in the jungle of Ecuador that I can communicate with in text and Instagram DM, and we just got to figure out that we were not any different than we thought we were.
One of the big questions we asked them was, what satisfies you? And we talked about how we're so often thinking about our phones or our sports, our friends, where it should be the Lord. We were all honest with each other. We went to Bella Vista for one night and stayed in a cabin down there, deeper in the jungle.
But we stayed at a place that was completely outside of my comfort zone.
The grown-ups, the adults, hadn't done the deep jungle either, so we couldn't say, this is what it's gonna be like, this is gonna be okay.
Bugs, bats, there were bats flying out of my room.
And there's bats flying around and bug nets on the beds, and there was some fear.
In the middle of the jungle, at my bug net, darkness around me, I was just thinking how did I get here? Yes, I got here by canoes and by hiking, but why am I here?
We had a really great worship experience that night where they talked about how when you're fearful, that's a chance to grow closer to God.
Just in my mind in that moment, I was just like, why have I been put in the middle of the jungle for the glory of God?
And we just prayed and prayed, acknowledging all the things that we felt fearful about and the anxiety that we had about being there and about really wanting to glorify God the next day at VBS and really wanting to do that well.
It was just one of those things where you had to stop and tell yourself that you're there to benefit the Lord's kingdom, and you're there serving the Lord, and the Lord's using everything we do and not wasting it for a second.
After we got to go spend time with those kids, it made it so worth it.
Well, I would say going on the trip really just helped me be more open to everything and trusting God with His path to learn things. And really, God showed new friendships, whether it was Ecuadorian or from Memphis, through this trip. Like, I made greater friends that I was already friends with and made new friends that I wasn't friends with before. And I also think I found some sort of peace without like being on your phone all the time and not having to be surrounded by like media, and just kind of being on your own with God really like makes you find peace that you can't find anywhere else.
You see all of these amazing things and all of these different things that you're not used to, and it definitely changes how you think and your outlook on life in a great way.
Anyone who's thinking about going this trip, go. Sign up, fundraise, get support, and go, because it's something that you're gonna come back with a completely flipped perspective that the God in Memphis is the same God that's in Ecuador, and that is just something that like is now like forever in my heart.